Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Shevuot Perek Shvi'i Mishna Aleph. So now the seventh perek opens up with a famous rule that Kol HaNishba'im Shpatura Nishba'im V'lo Mishalemim. Anyone that swears from the Torah, they swear, right? V'lo Mishalemim, and they're not the ones to pay. Right? So what does this mean? This means in general, right? The general principle: who's obligated to swear? Right? The person who's obligated to swear is the one who is would technically have to pay out. I swear that I paid you already. I swear, and therefore I do not have to pay. Right? As opposed to what? As opposed to being nishba v'notel, as opposed to saying, "Oh, I swear that you owe me money, and now that I swear, you're forced to pay me." That's not the case, right? Midin Torah, the person who's swearing is the one who would have to pay. He swears he doesn't have to pay, and therefore he's off the hook. Except for Elu nishba'im v'notnim. Right, before we do that, why how do we know this from the Torah? The pasuk says v'lakach be'alav v'lo yishalem. Right, lakach be'alav, and therefore he doesn't have to pay. Right, so we see the person who's would have to pay, he's the one who's nishba, right, and then he doesn't have to pay. Okay, now midrabanan. We have the rest of our Mishnah of elu nishba'im v'notlim. Because of some external reason, there will be certain scenarios where someone is allowed to swear and collect. Who are these people? Hasachir, right? A worker, a hired worker. We'll get to all these in a second. V'hanigzal, someone that was stolen from. V'nahbal, someone that was hit, right? It was beaten up. V'shekenegdo hashuda l'shavua, or if the other person, the opposite party, is someone who's suspected to swear falsely, right? Al pinkaso, right? Or the store owner over his credit. Those people all are able to swear and collect. Okay. Hasachir ketzad. What's the case of someone, an employee? Amar lo, tenli sachar sheyesh li bi'adecha. Right. So now the employee comes and says, "Give me the money that you owe me." Right. I work today. Pay me for the day. Womer natati. I paid you already. He says. Right. The employer says, "I paid you." Omer lo natalti. I didn't get paid yet. Right. Now the employee is allowed to swear and collect. Right. And his boss has to pay him. He's the one that swears, and the boss has to pay him. Midrabanan. Why? Why do we say this? For a reason that usually the boss, the Baal Bayit, he's tarud, he's focused on his business, and the employee has a much more, let's say, real claim, right? He's much more sure of himself, right? So therefore, he's the one that swears. Now it needs to be on two conditions. One is that he's making the claim in its right time, right? So if he's getting paid daily, so he makes the claim that day, right? If he gets paid weekly, he makes the claim at the end of the week. The second one, you can't just wait. A year later, he makes a claim, you owe me money, right? That wouldn't count. The second one is that he was hired with edim, right? But if he wasn't hired, that other people know about it, right? Then the owner could just say, "Oh, I didn't hire you." And if he doesn't make the claim in the right time, then the owner could say, "No, I paid you," right? And then the owner would have to swear a Shevuot set, right? Like a normal case. Similarly, by the way, if he was denying about the amount that's owed, right? If the person the employee was saying, "Oh, I was supposed to get paid it's $500 a day," and the owner, the boss says, "No, I was only supposed to pay you $250 a day." Okay, so over here the Baal Bayit swears, the owner, the boss swears a Shevuot from the Torah that this is what he was that he said from the beginning, and he pays him the amount that the boss is claiming. Okay, now Rabbi Yehuda argues. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, "Ad sheyesha miktzat hodaya." No, the employee can't always he can't just swear and collect unless there's some modeh b'miktzat, right? Partial admission. How so? Yomar lo teni schari 50 dinarim sheyesh li b'yadecha. Pay me the 50 dinar that you owe me. V'hu omer she'itkabalta mehem dinar zahav. What do you mean 50? I already paid you. I paid you dinar. I paid you 25 already. Right? Dinar Zahav. Dinar Zahav is 25 kesef. I paid you. I paid you 25. I paid you half of it. I only owe you half. In that case, right, that's when the employee is allowed to swear. But in a regular case where the boss totally denies it, then the employee would not be allowed to swear according to the Biudah. Halacha is not like the Biudah. Rather, it's always the employee who swears and collects.